Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel. My name's Adam Fyfe. Now, as you might be able to tell, I'm in a hotel here in Edmonton, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to skip out on providing you with some content for Calgary real estate. So this week's video is all about where you should consider to move when you decide to move to Calgary. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so this week's video is going to be something new, so here we go. Alright, well I know that intro is a little bit long, so I know we're working on some stuff behind the scenes here to cut that down a little bit for the new year. But this video is going to be a little bit different as I'm going to screen share everything that I'm going to talk about today and hopefully provide you with a visual of what Calgary has to offer so you're able to make a decision prior to moving here. Calgary has 1.6 million people and 825 square kilometers to choose from. So yeah, it's pretty big. So Calgary has actually been broken up into 8 sections according to the Calgary Real Estate Board, or CREB, as you can see here on the right-hand side. But for time's sake today, what we're going to do is we're going to just dive into the 4 different quadrants that Calgary has to offer. And that is the Southeast, the Southwest, the Northwest, and the Northeast. Feel free to contact me at my website here to ask more specific questions about these quadrants because these quadrants are really big and have a lot of different things offering within them. So in today's video, I'm just going to take some of the key highlights of these areas and help give you some information prior to moving here. But before we get into this, there are 4 very important questions that you need to ask yourself. And these questions should not be ignored until the last minute. What is your budget? What is your commute going to look like? What is your ideal lifestyle? And where do you see yourself within 10 years? All of these questions, when answered properly, will really help provide you with some information on where to move before you actually decide to look at houses. All right, so let's dive into it. And before I dive into each quadrants, what I'm going to do is give you a quick highlight of where Calgary is and give you an explanation of what it has to offer. So the first thing that we see here is it is along the Highway 1. Now, Highway 1 runs right across Canada, going from BC all the way to Newfoundland. This road is one of the main arteries for Canada. So if we zoom in here, we can see some of the major arteries within Calgary, which is the Ring Road or Stony Trail. You can see Highway 2, which is Deerfoot. You have McLeod Trail here, which is the southern artery, as well as Crowchild Trail, which is the northwest. Now, Highway 2 does connect all the way up to Edmonton through Red Deer, if you were to go back down in there. And the Highway 1 does connect all the way to the mountains here. So a couple of the satellite cities that I'll highlight here in Calgary, which I'm going to talk on another day, are Cochrane, Airdrie, Chestermere, and Okotoks. There are a lot more little towns all around Calgary, but those are the main 4. Now, I'm really big on Google Maps. I think it's super important for people to start looking at these things before they look for houses, because Google Maps will really give you a great idea of what some of the amenities are, where the schools are, some of the trains and bus routes, as well as just different things that you should be putting in consideration when you're buying a house. As an example, Crowchild Trail and McLeod Trail definitely get very busy with traffic depending on the time of day. So if you can avoid those areas, depending if your commute's downtown, is something that should be put in consideration before you look at a house. All right, so let's get started here. So the very first one that we're going to start with today is the Northwest Quadrant. Now, the Northwest Quadrant is one of the more expensive quadrants in Calgary. And some of the highlights of this quadrant would be the University of Calgary, Southern Institute of Technology, or SAIT. We do have McMahon Stadium here where the Stampeders play. They have some really cool valleys, as well as some really nice mountain view homes up in the northwest on this side of the city. A really cool thing about the northwest is if you did want to jump into the river and do a float down to downtown, there is a park here in Bowness called Baker Park, where you can actually go down all the way to the river to the downtown before you hit the dam. Now, you can go around the dam because they do have some rapids there, but depends how far you really want to take this trip. The cool thing about the Northwest communities is that there are a lot of older homes with bigger lots, a lot of taller trees, and really nice topography in the area. They do have quite a few new neighborhoods being popped up on the other side of the Ring Road in this section here, as well as the C train that runs all the way up the 1A here that goes all the way downtown. So moving forward, let's jump into the Southwest Quadrant of Calgary, and that's this section here. Now, the Southwest Quadrant of Calgary is the second most expensive quadrant in all of Calgary, with a lot of cool things being added to this quadrant as well. So this highway here is actually brand new and just been built within the last year. They do have Glenmore Reservoir, as well as Mount Royal University, which is right here. The cool thing about the Glenmore Reservoir is that you can actually get on there with a boat if you do enjoy lake life, as well as some stony beaches around this area just to enjoy that nice water. Now, technically, the Beltline is a part of the Southwest if you look at the street structure. So this 17th Avenue here is very popular with bars, restaurants, and some different nightlife activities, as well as a lot of the downtown core, which has everything that you could imagine from bars to commercial to entertainment. There are many older homes in this area here, which is one of the more expensive communities or areas in Calgary. A lot of shopping centers, especially when you go down McLeod Trail here, you can see that there is just a lot of different things being offered along this trail. Now, they do have the C train that does go along McLeod Trail as well, going all the way down to Somerset. So if you do live in the southwest communities, all the way up this line, you can take a C train right directly to downtown. Now, moving right along, here we go to the southeast, which is right beside the southwest. And this is primarily the industrial hub. So if you were to look right around this area here, it is a lot of manufacturing and commercial activities. Now, the one downfall that I would say about the southeast, and now this is only a personal preference, is that if the wind blows in the right way, you do get some funny smells in this area, but it doesn't happen very often. The southeast has an array of lake communities, as you can see here. So if you're looking to live near some water, there are a lot of nice beaches and scenic getaways without leaving your community. Now, the Bow River does run in the southeast of Calgary as well. This is some really great fishing being on the southern portion of the dam. So if you're looking to get out and fly fish the Bow River, it is a very well-known fishing spot. Now, the southeast does have a lot of newer homes. It's one of the most active quadrants in Calgary with a lot of new activity going on down here. Now, the one downfall about the southeast as well is there's no C train. So you do have to drive over to this side here and take the train to downtown. But there is some works with the Green Line, which I will comment below. Now, there's been some back and forth for quite some time, so we really don't know where it's going to go or what's going to happen, but they are working on getting some sort of rapid transportation down into the southeast quadrant. Now, moving right along, let's go up to the northeast here. Now, the northeast here is the least expensive quadrant out of the city, but it does have some really great features about it. And the first one being the airport. If you need to get in and out of the city very quickly and you don't want to travel across town, the airport is located right here, so it is a very fast in and out. Another thing is a very strong foreign presence in these areas. So if you're looking for cultural foods, restaurants, or events, the Northeast is where it's at. There is a lot of bumping things happening in the Northeast. Now, it's something worth checking out. The Northeast is a great place to purchase your first home. If you are looking just to get into the market and try to find something at a very reasonable price, the Northeast does have a lot of good opportunities. If you're looking to just get into the market, own a home, and try to build some equity over the coming years. All right, guys. So that was my very quick highlight of what each quadrant has to offer in Calgary. Now, I would love to expand on this conversation with you if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about each quadrant. So don't hesitate to reach out. Now, Calgary does come up with a monthly report every single month, and it does have a lot of good information on here. This is something that I look at every single month and provides me with a quick snapshot of what's going on within the city. And if you are interested in something like this, please let me know because I will send this to you for free. All right. So that's all I got for you guys this week. If you have any questions or if you have anything to say about what I had to say, please let me know in the comments below, as I do like getting your feedback because I do want to try my best to provide you with enough value before I lose your interest. So thank you very much. I hope you got a little bit from this. Use Google Maps and let me know how I can help. Until next time, peace.